and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And if you're new and this is your first time, welcome. Today I have another update on my summer knitting, and I wasn't able to finish anything these last 2 weeks, but I have made quite a bit of progress on the two projects that I am actively working on. And if you've been here for a while, you know that this summer I am really working on socks. So I decided to do the summer sock camp that's led by the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel here. And I've done a lot of socks, but I kind of was getting not really tired, but I was kind of craving something different because I've been working exclusively on socks maybe for the last 2 months. And so I decided to divert and add a different type of project, but I still have some socks that I'm working on. And I also have the new project that I cast on last week. But before I dive into the whips, I wanted to share what I'm wearing, which is my ranunculus t-shirt, and this is the first one I ever knitted. So far I have knitted 3, and I know that I'm gonna be knitting some more because I really love this pattern. And this one is made out of 100% cotton, and this is the cotton yarn that I used, but obviously in a different color. Unfortunately, this yarn is no longer available at the store. It's discontinued. So I got it when Hobby Lobby was having their annual big sale, and I believe it might be like maybe 2 years ago. I'm not entirely sure, but I have a bunch of these in my stash in different colorways. And the cake is 335 yards. It's a DK weight. Recommended needle size is is not US. So recommended needle size is 4 millimeters, or a US size 6. And for the crochet hook, it's a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, or a US 7. So I wish they never discontinued this yarn because I really love it. This t-shirt, I've worn it several times and it wears really well. It's actually getting softer the more I wear it, and I really like it. It's really soft and it's also light, so I really enjoy it. And I think that they still have sugar wheel cotton cakes, but they are not solid. I believe that they have like they are like variegated, and they also have like shiny, I think it's called stellalina thread going through them. So, but the solids are all gone. So that's unfortunate, but that I feel like every time I like a yarn and at Hobby Lobby they discontinue it, but this is one of those. And this colorway is called Iron Fog. And this t-shirt size, I knitted a size 3, and I've knitted a size 3 twice, and then I knitted a size 4, and it looked a little bit larger, but I think that the yarn I used also grew quite a bit. So I think a size 3 works the best for me, and I'm planning on knitting another one, and I'm gonna knit maybe a size 3, but I'm also planning on knitting a long sleeve one using some wool yarn and use that as my winter pullover. So let's now talk about what is currently on my needles, and I am going to start with the sock whip. The sock that I'm working on is what I showed you last time, but I have made quite a bit of progress, but not as much as I would have liked, but it's what it is. I think the last time I showed you, I was maybe about here, and I've managed to focus on one of them, and that's what I have so far. And this is a gift. This is somebody's gift for Christmas. So I'm getting ahead on my gift knitting this year, and I'm very happy with myself because that will leave me room to work on some other projects that have been pending for a while. And so far, I use these stitch markers to every 10 rows or every 10 rounds, and these are 60 rounds. And right now I'm increasing for the heel, and this is going to be a gusset heel, and I have just one more row to reach the stitch count that I need for the back before I start doing my short rows. And I use all my socks are knitted toe up, and that is the method that I really enjoy working with, and I've decided to stick with it. I've attempted to do calf down, but I wasn't very successful. I don't know what happened, but I didn't like that method. But I haven't completely given up on it. I want to give it another try. But this is a method that I have memorized, and I really enjoy working my socks this way. So this yarn is must starch yarn, perfect self-striping socks. That's the yarn. And this is a very old, it's been in my stash for maybe more than 4 years. I don't even know if they still have this colorway anymore. And the colorway is called Time Lord. And it's 4 even stripes in different shades of blue. As you can see, it goes from a navy all the way to a light blue. So far, so good. And I've counted 1, 2, 3. I feel like every stripe is like 5 rounds. Every 5 rounds, I go to a new stripe. So far, so good. I like the way it's looking. And the yarn content is 75% merino and 25% nylon, and it comes in 100 gram skein, 440 yards. So far so good. And I am using US size 1 knitting needles, and these are 16-inch circulars, chiagoos, and that's what I use for all my socks. I haven't really tried to use double points, but I know that I don't like using double points. But I want to try the 9-inch and circulars, but I haven't invested in them first, but I'm planning to invest in some in the future so that I can give it a try, because I think that would make my routes go faster. But as of right now, I just use my 16-inch circular needles, and they work perfectly for me. So that is the first whip I have, and I'm hoping that I can finish this in the next 1 week, because I have another pair of socks in the lineup for myself, but I also don't want to cast on a new pair unless I am like almost finished with this one, or unless well, I have another set of knitting needles, but they're Addis, but I prefer working with the chiagu. So that's another motivation for me to finish, so that I can have another extra pair of needles to cast on a new pair. So that's my first whip, which is a pair of socks that I am really making good progress. The second whip that I want to share with you is my new t-shirt that I cast on last week. And it's this, the Tolsta Tee. So this is the pattern. I turned it into a booklet because there's a lot of information, and it was enough to make such a thick booklet. So this is my second whip that I'm sharing with you today, and I have made good progress. So I just tried it on, and I like the way it fits, and I'm almost done with the body. So I think it's supposed to be like 11.5 inches over here. And the last time I measured, I had like 9. So I'm almost there before I start doing the ribbing. And this has been such an enjoyable project for me. It was a little bit confusing here, up here, but not like super confusing. I think it's because there are so many pages, because there are so many, she's given a lot of information for this pattern. And so you have to go to several pages before you get to the size that you're working on. And I think that's where the confusion was coming for me. But I marked, I usually mark the size that I'm working on. And then before I get started, I mark all the spots that I need to be going to. But there's some increases that I'm not used to here at the bust in order to accommodate for different bust sizes. And that is where the confusion was, because there was so much repetition. And at one point I was not paying attention, and I got confused to which row I was on, and so I had to rip off, frog back some rows. But once I got the hang of it, I was able to really go through it really quick. And so far that is what I have, and I like the way even the yarn is looking. So for this, I'm using a cotton yarn, and this is just a basic Premier cotton yarn. So this is Cotton Sprout Speckles. It's a DK weight, and it comes in 194 yards or 85 grams. So it's really, really soft. And this is my third ball. So I think that this is going to finish, there's enough here to finish the body. And maybe if there's not enough, I'll just get a little bit from here. And then there's enough to do the sleeves here. And I think I'll have some leftovers. But I think, well, I went back to Premier website to look up this yarn, and I didn't find it. So I don't know whether they discontinued it, but they have this yarn in a solid. So I don't know if the solid will feel the same, because sometimes I found that different dye lots feel different. And this being like an off-white with speckles, it feels really soft. And I think that it's even gonna get softer with washing. But I'm making an F cup, and then I made a size 4, but I feel like I should have gone up a size. So I'm planning on making a second Tolsta Tee, and I want to make this one, the striped one, but I was also really liking this one. So, but also you can make this tee. She has the option to make it as a long sleeve, and she also has the option for to make it with a worsted weight. So I might make like a long sleeve, and then I'll make the bigger size, because I like it fits me, but I would prefer for it to be a little bit looser. But I'm also hoping that washing is going to help with that. It's going to loosen the stitches, and maybe it will fit. It fits, but I would like for it to be a little bit roomier than it is right now. But it's only like up here. So, so far, that is what it looks like. And I'm hoping that I can finish these and the socks in the next 2 weeks and be able to go on to a new project. And these yarns that I've chosen, I really, really like them. And I have more of this in my stash, but in the solid. I think I have it in red, and I have it in like a dark green. And I'm planning to knit some t-shirts with those as well, or just some short sleeves or 3/4 sleeve pullovers, because I usually run hot, and so I prefer things that are made out of cotton, so that I'm not sweating and I'm more comfortable. So that is my second whip, which I am happy with the progress, and I will continue working on it. And hopefully next time I show you an update, I'll be wearing it or it will be a finished project. And then at the same time, I got myself some new yarn, which I'm gonna be showing you next. I decided to splurge and buy myself some yarn, and I was so excited. So I've already opened it and looked at it and touched it and all that, but I still wanted to share with you because I am so excited about this yarn, and I've seen it online. A lot of people are using it for t-shirts, and so I finally decided to get myself some, and this is the Drops Bell yarn. So this is the yarn, a very tiny ball, 50 grams. They're very tiny. So it comes in a 50 grams ball, and it says yarn group B. I haven't looked up to see what yarn group B means. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'll look it up and see what that means, but no matter. So this is a DK weight. For the recommended needle size is 4 millimeters or US 6. And I don't see a crochet hook recommendation, but I would think that that would be like a 7. The weight, it's a 50 gram ball, 120 meters or 131 yards. And the yarn content is 53% cotton, 33% viscose, 14% linen. So my plan with this is to make a t-shirt, or to make a long sleeved pullover or 3/4 sleeve. I got 8 of these, and so that should be enough, or that should be plenty enough either to make a 3/4 pullover or long sleeved or short sleeved t-shirt. And when I got this, I was thinking of a new ranunculus because I really love this pattern. And I know that I'll be making another one and another one. And so, but I also, if you've been here a while, you know that I gravitate towards the warmer tones. So I usually end up doing a lot of reds, but I have decided to explore the lighter tones or the lighter colors, and so I am buying some blues and some greens, and I found that I love green, but I also, it depends on the shade. So I love the more tonal, like the olive greens. I love those kinds of shades. And this is looks like a blue, but I also like the look of it, and I think it will work out for me. And this is color number 17, I believe, and it's called Petrol. Because I've noticed that they don't put the color name on the yarn, they just put color 17 and then they put the dye lot. But on the website, it's Petrol. So that is what it looks like. And I got 8, and I believe that that is plenty to finish a garment. And if I like it, then I'll order a few more because the yarn is not that expensive, and it was also on sale when I bought it, and I bought it from Lead Hobby. I think that's what the website is called, and it came to me real quick. They had the option of sending by US mail or sending through FedEx, and the price was the same. So I decided to do FedEx, and the yarn came really quickly, and it's in my stash now. And as soon as I'm done with this t-shirt that I'm actively working on, I'll either need another ranunculus, but I also have a t-shirt bundle that I've been saving on Ravelry for different patterns, and I wanna try something from that, the bundle. So that's the first colorway, and then the next colorway that I have, I'm actually gonna just dump everything on here on my counter so that it's easier to get to. So I got this colorway, and I had written some notes just to remind me what color it is. So this is color number 22, and it's called Rose Water. What a nice name. And this is what it looks like. So it's like a subtle pink. And I like it. And it's going to be another t-shirt. So either for me or for one of my grandbabies. And if I make the t-shirt for myself, I'm thinking of doing this striped version of the Tolsta Tee. And the Tolsta Tee, I'll either stripe. So this is the third colorway, which is pearl, color number 26. And so I was thinking that if I stripe them this way, it will be almost, it will be very subtle and you won't really see it. And that's kind of this, either that's the look I'm going to go with, or I'm going to go and look for a black. I think I have a black from Cascade Hampton, I think, in my stash that I can stripe with this, and it's a black colorway, and then make the striped tee from here. So, but so far I haven't really settled on what I'm gonna make. I know I'm gonna make a t-shirt, but I haven't settled on which one I'm gonna make or which yarn I'm gonna start with. But it's definitely going to be a t-shirt, and it's going to be cast on really fast because I wanna see how this yarn works up, because a lot of knitters that I follow on YouTube are using it to make t-shirts, and they have only good things to say about it, especially because the price point is right, and it's also knits up really well. So that's what I'm thinking, and I will update you as soon as I narrow down my options and really decide on what I'm going to be doing with it. So that is all I have about the knitting and the yarn. And I started to share a few weeks ago, maybe this is the third time I'm sharing what I'm reading. I started to share with you what I am reading, because for me, knitting and reading go hand in hand, or I've been reading and knitting at the same time since I don't remember when. I think I've been an avid reader since I was a kid, but now that I discovered audiobooks maybe maybe 10 years ago, it has even become more enjoyable because I can enjoy my two hobbies at the same time. So I'm listening to an audiobook and I'm knitting or I'm crocheting at the same time. I know that I have mentioned this before, but I am one of those people that read or listen to, have several books checked out from the library at the same time, and I listen to them I alternate between or whatever that I have checked out. So I'll have maybe 2 books checked out, and then I'll toggle between the 2 depending on the mood. And right now I checked out a new book yesterday because it's been on hold for me, and when it finally came available, I decided to check it out. And it's a book in a series that I've read all the books in the series, and every time a new book comes out, I want to listen to it. And I'm also afraid that this series is gonna die because the person that's written this series, the original author, passed away. And so I don't know who's writing these books, maybe the last 5. I don't know how long they're gonna continue writing. And this is a series by MC Beaton, and this is the Hamish Macbeth murder mystery, which I feel like it's not a serious murder mystery. It's just a cozy mystery. So that's the book that I checked out recently. And this one is called Death of a Groom. And like I mentioned, I've read all the books in the series. They are easy reads. If you're looking for something easy to read, this one is a good one. And you can read them out of order. It doesn't matter. And the same author has another series that is called Agatha Racing. And you can also read those out of order, and I've read all of them, and I need to go check if there's a new one that has come out that I haven't read. So that is what is currently on my Libby that I'm listening to, and I'm actually, I haven't started listening to it. I'm about to start listening to it as soon as I settle down to catch up with my knitting. Then I'll be starting on this book. And so that is all I have for you today. I hope that your summer is going well or has been going well. And I hope that you are enjoying what you're working on and what you're reading, and whatever you're working on, whether you're knitting or you're crocheting. I hope that you are having a wonderful time. And leave a comment below and let me know whether you're knitting, whether you're crocheting, if you're working on socks, and what are you reading. Leave a comment down below. And until next time, happy knitting and happy crocheting.